vision.
Welcome to our very first episode in our program series, Think Tank. Think Tank is a series of episodes where we will be focusing on what we call the big questions in life. Questions about meaning, purpose, destiny, truth, evil, suffering. Questions you may have pondered from time to time but never really, concluded a clear answer. Today's topic is one that is plagued by many questions. And it is one that touches us on a very deep level and a very personal level. Today we're going to be talking about the problem of evil. It is a problem that we do not take lightly, and it is a problem that we do not claim to have all the answers to. It is actually a problem that has puzzled many people across history. However, what we will try to do in the next 15 minutes is to try to unpack the problem of evil through some basic questions and hopefully arrive at a better place of clarity about the problem of evil at the end of this episode. Today I want to welcome my guest, Sameh. Welcome, Sameh.
Welcome, Amira. Welcome, everybody.
Thank you. So, Sameh, as we jump into this problem of evil, can you help us define what really evil is?
Evil is a problem that has puzzled many philosophers across history, and many worldviews have tried to answer these questions. For example, some fatalistic religions believe that evil is God's will. Some Eastern religions say evil is an illusion. In postmodern world, naturalists adopt relativism, that everything is relative. So evil is also subjective to people's choices. They believe that nothing is objectively good or evil, and that the definition of right or wrong depends on the prevailing view of a particular individual or a culture or a historical period. So basically, there are no objective moral standards. In Christianity, God created man to choose to love God and to be with Him for eternity. But instead, man chose independence by disobeying God's commandment and eventually became separated from Him.
Yeah.
So, consequently, this separation has resulted in the evil that we see in the world these days.
Right.
However, the good news in Christianity is that God Himself redeemed us from our sins, and He offers us forgiveness, grace, and restoration through His Son, Jesus Christ.
Right. Sameh, you make a case in point by covering what every worldview provides as a response to the problem of evil. The onus is not just on Christianity to provide that response, but every worldview should.
Yeah.
There is one additional view, though, and it's called dualism. And it's held by many people that, evil and good are two forces that existed since the beginning of the world. And since God created one, He must have created the other. If He created good, He must have created evil. What would your response be to that?
St. Augustine, in his book City of God, struggled with the same question. He said that if God created everything and evil is a thing, then God created evil. But he later realized that the second premise of the argument is incorrect, because while evil is real, it is not a thing. Evil does not exist on its own. It exists as a lack or a deficiency in a good thing. So we can say God only creates extant beings. God does not create things that do not exist. Therefore, God did not create evil, but man with his choices is the author of all evil.
Right. Can you give us an everyday example just to simplify this, this response to our viewers?
Frank Turek, a well-known apologist, American apologist, puts it well like this. Evil is like a rust in a car. If you take away all the rust from the car, you will have a better car. But if you take away the car from the rust, you are left with nothing.
Yeah.
So rust could not have existed without being able to feed on the car's metal. So evil is a parasite. Evil is not a thing. It is a deformation of a good thing. In
Yes.
other words, it is a state of absence, a state of deformation and privation of good.
Right. So, does this also apply to ideals like justice and mercy? Is it absence of
Yes,
justice?
in
absence
our
of-
use of words every day, you can say that we say immoral, unjust, unfair. So even in our adjectives, evil is the absence of the good action. Therefore, evil cannot exist unless good exists itself. There are two kinds of evil: moral evil and natural evil. Moral evil is evil brought about by human actions like Holocaust, 9/11, the Crusades, murder, rape.
Yeah.
Natural evil is evil brought about by lack of harmony or imbalance in natural processes such as hurricanes, tsunamis, earthquakes, plagues, genetic birth defects, etc.
So many pieces all back together now. What's your vision?